Hi everyone, Intuitive Edge here. So, it's going to be a little different in terms of videos that I normally do. I just need to vent a little, talk a little. I guess I'm feeling a little frustrated. I just need to talk this out. So, I think that people that do intuitive work, psychics, readers, that kind of thing, everybody that does this, what I do, and others, they want to get things right. Of course we do. We want to get our predictions right. We want to make sure, most of us, we want to get things right. But I think it's unrealistic to say that if you're a reader, that you never ever get things wrong. I think that's a little unrealistic to say that. And I've seen that from certain people on YouTube and elsewhere that get on and they're like, I'm never wrong. My predictions are always right. And then they say some of the most outlandish stuff that you have to really twist your brain around. It could be true. I mean, there's certain things that you can never prove. Never prove. If someone was to say Bin Laden was never killed in that raid and his body was never dumped into the sea, that might be completely correct, but how do you prove it? And you can't use that. I'm just using this as an example. But you shouldn't use that to go around saying, see, I'm always right. I'm 100% right psychic because because of what I claimed. It's like, if you can't prove something, how do you prove that you are right about it? You can say, this is what I think. This is what my gut is telling me. But there's some things that are just never going to be able to be proved. Some things will. Some things will come to pass. And they'll prove and they'll validate you as a psychic. I'm a little frustrated. I'm a little irritated. I don't know how to say it. There's a certain person, I'm not going to name names, because I really don't want this to be, I don't go around attacking other people. This person is really frustrating me because they go around and they say I'm right about everything. All of my predictions are always correct. Never any humility, never any, I might get, something wrong. One thing, I'll just tell you guys, I'm never going to tell you that I am the best psychic on the planet and I'm always 100% right. I'm never going to say that. Not because I don't believe in my abilities, not because I don't trust what I get, but because I'm human, okay? I'm human. I make mistakes. Case in point. Hey, let's just make this case in point right now. A couple weeks ago, maybe it was a week ago, on my week ahead video, I knew that there was a whistleblower coming out. Ooh, I had that coming in strong. Whistleblower. And I knew, and with that reverse page of cups that came up. And like, there's something weird about it, something fishy. I think he's going to be not telling the truth. There's going to be something dishonest about it. Well, the whistleblower came out, sure enough, but his story checks out. He's credible. And I was thinking he wasn't going to be credible. I was right about the whistleblower. But I think maybe the misinterpretation was on the fact that maybe it was the information that he was sharing was of a really dubious nature. Some really fishy stuff going on that he's going to be bringing to light. Maybe that was the right interpretation. But I'm not going to sit here and say I'm always right, I'm always perfect, because I'm human. And every psychic out there on this planet, they're human, okay? Unless they're from Mars or someplace else. But generally speaking, you get my drift. They're human. We're human. We make mistakes. And I always told myself, and back in the early days, when I was started out giving readings for friends and people, especially my best friend, because she trusts me, I trust her. I'm like, if I get something wrong, tell me. I want to know, because it can only make me get better. It can only make me improve, because when I see where I might have gotten something wrong, then I can learn from that and I can get better. This isn't about me glorifying myself and having everybody, lay down at my feet and think I'm great. I don't need that. I don't care about that. I do want to get things right. I will say that. I mean, nobody wants to be wrong. But I think that when psychics come off saying that they're never wrong and you should always believe them because they are always right, I think it does a great disservice to psychics in general. Because it leads people to blindly trust. You should always have healthy skepticism and always have a measure of doubt. That's healthy. I think that's healthy, to have a measure of doubt that says, you know what? Because there could be a human element that comes in and misinterprets something, like a whistleblower being a liar versus sharing something of a really dubious nature. And you have to look at the facts. If you claim something as a psychic, if I claim something that can't be proven, then I can't use that to justify myself as being a 100% accurate psychic. That's not logical. And that's not fair to say that to you, my listeners, and expect you to just think that I'm just great because, gee, she never gets anything wrong. Oh, is that just because I tell you so? Or you can go see it for yourself. I'm sorry. I don't buy that. Yeah, we should see things for ourselves. Sorry, itchy nose. Always happens when I do videos that my face itches. It's like, anyway, we should be able to verify what people say. And, every psychic out there is going to have their good days and they're going to have their not so good days. And that's okay. And if you have a favorite psychic out there and they get something wrong once in a while, give them some slack. Because they're human. If they're getting things right a lot of the time, but one thing maybe they get off, that's okay. It doesn't mean you should say, oh my gosh, I can't trust a word she says now because she got one thing wrong or he got one thing wrong. Give them some slack. Because that's actually normal. Because we're learning. I'm still learning, okay? I'm never going to be done learning. I'm never going to have achieved at the pinnacle. Because you know what? I've learned enough about natural law. And I'm sorry to segue off in a million directions. But natural law, the laws of nature are such that there's a balance. I've talked about this before. The pendulum swings one way, it swings the other way. If you reach a pinnacle, That's why they talk about there's mountaintops and there's valleys. There's highs and there's lows in this world. People achieve and then people go down in the dumps for a while. It's a natural flow. Now, we don't have to have the wild extremes when we swing one way or the other. It's nice to have kind of an even keel on your swings. If you swing too wildly, it can be like you're going to go, have a heck of a time in life. So the idea is to have this kind of swing and not this kind of swing in life. You want to be successful. You want to set yourself up to be a successful person. And if you achieve something, then you want to anchor yourself there so that you don't swing back the other direction and lose all the ground that you've ever gained. I hope that made sense. I'll probably try to explain that in another video, maybe try to make it a little more clear, but I don't ever want to feel like I've achieved some great nobility or some title of being the best psychic ever, because there's only one way down from there, okay? I'm always learning. I learn from my mistakes. I try to. If I make a mistake, I want to correct it. I want to learn from it. And I just think it does a big disservice to yourself personally and to any followers that you may have if you go around saying that you're just the best and most perfect person and you never get anything wrong. I think you're setting yourself up for failure to make a spectacular failure. So anyway, that's my rant today. I just want you guys to know that I'm not going to pretend I'm something I'm not. But I do want to talk about, and maybe I'll be able to talk more about this in subsequent videos, but intuition is very real. And when you learn to trust it and trust what you're getting, sometimes things happen out in the world that you're thinking, okay, I saw something else happening and this is not looking like it at all. But then you find out over time, maybe things change and it's like, I was right. It was that way. And so that's where faith comes in. That's where faith comes in, where you get something that you know your soul is getting. But if you're not seeing it in the real world, you have to have faith to know, okay, I know my soul's connected and I know I saw this happening. And then you just hold on to that and have faith that it will come around. So that's another challenge of working with intuitive abilities. And my goal, I guess, for this channel is not to tout me as some great, wonderful psychic who's always correct, but because I'm just another person like a lot of you. There's a lot of you that watch my channel and you guys have intuition. You guys work with your psychic abilities too. Psychic ability, yeah, some people are better than others, but we all have some degree, some measure of intuition. It's innate. It's inborn in us. And I think we just get better the more we work with it and the more we don't pretend that we've achieved the pinnacle. It's all a process of learning. I'm here to learn from my mistakes. But I do think that I should point out a little more often too. Say, hey, I got this right. And that's okay too. It's not bragging. If you get something right, you get something right. And if you get something wrong, admit it, learn from it, and move on. But don't pretend that you're something you're not, or that you're never wrong, because that's just not reasonable. So I will always be clear with you that some things I get stronger than others. So if I get something really strong, then that's probably something that is probably more so going to be coming to pass if it's really, really strong. So don't be afraid to work with your abilities. Don't be afraid to get things wrong. I think fear of failure or fear of being wrong is something that holds intuitives back also, because they're like, oh, what if I get something wrong? What if I get it wrong? Well, you just have to step out in faith and learn to trust what you get. Learn to work with what you get so that you can trust it. And that takes practice, and practice takes messing up. So don't fear failure. See any failure you have, if you're working with your abilities, as a stepping stone to getting better. And when you look at it that way and train your mind to see that as a stepping stone, then you will improve your abilities. So, okay. So thanks for bearing with me to kind of get that off my chest, but I hope I kind of turned it around to make it something that is worthwhile, that we can all learn from. So, okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.